Henry has turned into some sort of Rumpelstiltskin. He's been, well, he looked at a YouTube video a few weeks ago and he's been making fenders ever since, night and day.
But I'm slowly getting them to be correct.
Well, you've dismantled most of them.
Yeah, I think I've made about 6 or 7 and I've still got 1, so that's quite good. And I'll be finishing this one quite soon because it's only got to go up to about there.
The thing is, most of the fenders that you buy are black, aren't they? So we wanted some to match the boat. And this is much nicer.
Yeah, I mean it's easy enough to do once you get the technique, and that's not particularly difficult either. So yeah, quite an enjoyable thing to do as well. Is the word therapeutic? Is that what I'm looking for?
They'd be quite expensive if you had to sell them, wouldn't they? By the time you put the labour in.
I don't think you could. Well, I guess you can.
No, people do.
Yeah, they sell for about 30 quid normally, don't they, in the Chandlers, so anywhere else that's probably a tenner.
Well, they're making them pretty quick then.
Yeah, I don't know how they make them. Maybe they use machines.
No, I don't think so.
Nah, it's old fashioned, isn't it?
Well, we've turned north and we're heading up the Grand Union. It's the Jubilee weekend still. Horrible weather for it. But I'd rather be wrapped up in the waterproofs and driving in the rain than sitting around wondering what to do. So what we're doing is taking an hour each so we can dry out in between times. And it's not really cold, although it's going to be cold tomorrow I think, but anyway, that's all right. We came around the corner from the Paddington Arm at bridge 199, 87 miles to Braunston, so it's like all roads or canals lead to Braunston. There's less rubbish here, so I can relax a bit. I mean, I can actually pick the rubbish out of the canal here, but I just had to give up in London because there's nowhere to put it when I pick it up. So at least here I can just pick the odd bit up and know I've done my bit. Back at the last bridge there was 5 magnet fishers, official magnet fishers, because you're not really supposed to use a magnet in the canals, but they had the yellow tabards on and they were getting rubbish out of the canal, and they had bags and bags of rubbish that they obviously picked up from the last 2 days, bank holidays, beer cans and plastic bottles mainly. So that was really nice to see. So though it's a thankless task, I did thank them. Anyway, we are coming up past Uckbridge. We've just passed the turn off to Slough, which I think is probably a very underused arm. Tomorrow we're hoping to get up to a place called Fran's Tea Room, because I obviously have to go to a place with that name, and it's shut on Monday, so we need to get there for a Sunday, and I'm a sucker for a cream tea. So we're cranking it a bit today. There's lots of very wide canal, and although this part that we're in at the moment is busy, there's lots of it that's very quiet, so we can move along quite nicely. Started early, and we want to get all of the outskirts of London away behind us and back out into the countryside. That's up for sale, 190,000, with a garden and a carport, if you fancy it. Oh, and as we come up in the lock, we find Fran's Tea Room to the left. But it's not tea time. Yep, that's fine. And we've got a bit of help from a boater presumably coming down. Quite hectic, this lock. Whoa, that really came out fast. It's going forward. And before you know it, we're at Blackjack's Lock. I don't know who Blackjack was. Sounds very piratical. But a nice looking cafe here. Looks a bit better than the last one. But still, we're going on. We're not stopping yet. Okay. Here it comes. Oh. You got it, okay. Well, we came out of Coppermill Lock and the wind immediately blew our boat onto the right and we couldn't go anywhere. So Henry's trying to rescue me by pulling the boat over. Sorry? Coming up from Coppermill Lock, and there's like a graveyard of old barges and all sorts. Some of them look like they're still working, some are just steel and obviously haven't been used for many years. Weird, I don't know why they're all here. Somebody will know. I wonder if it's something to do with them. Day 2 and we continue. We did a really long day yesterday and got 17 miles, which is a lot on a boat. I mean, helped by the fact there's almost no locks coming out from London until you come back up the Grand Union, so that helped. But both of us had really itchy eyes by last night. I don't know if it was pollution or pollen, and my eyes swelled right up. They were unbearably itchy, and I had to put lots of eye drops in and go to bed with a cold flannel, and they're still very swollen this morning. But I'm hoping this sort of misty, rainy weather will dampen down whatever it was that was causing it with our eyes yesterday. So we're probably not going to do 17 miles today. There's lots of locks. I'm a bit tired, so you just have days like that where you just keep going, but it does take it out of you. So we'll see. Maybe we'll stop mid or early afternoon, see what happens. These gates here are beautiful. They're really lush. The problem with them being like that is they're also very old, which is making them very difficult to open and close. And there's a bird in there with a nest. You can just see him, and he's feeding his chicks in there. So he's also not happy about the gates being opened and closed. H, there's a bird feeding his chicks in there. He's a little sort of greyed wagtaily thing. Well, you've got to close it, but oh, there he goes. Well, there's trouble up ahead. There's a small boat with an outboard motor with some holidaymakers on it, and I think that their motor must have hit the lock gate because it's dropped off, and there's a terrible smell of petrol up there. So we're gonna pull them out backwards. I don't know, they said they haven't got anybody to come and help them, but there's boats piling up, so we're going to go through and then see what we can do to help. That was a bit unfortunate really. We couldn't help the people on the broken down boat. They were too long for us to tow. We wouldn't have gotten the locks together, and they need some professional help. That engine was hanging right off the boat. Anyway, they're pulled onto the lock landing now, and people can get past. What a shame though. On a day when we've got a lot of cruising to do, I can get a lot of cooking done. Because we don't have gas, the batteries will go down very quickly if I do all my cooking in the evening. So today I've got dough proving in the oven for some sourdough muffins later on, and I'm just getting a load of veg ready for roast veg that we're going to have with paneer cheese. And I can just keep doing that all day, keep getting all my cooking done and stuff for the freezer, and the batteries are being topped up all the time by the engine. So it's just a question of planning when you don't have gas. If you want to do a lot of cooking, do it on a cruising day. Well, that's probably going to be us for today. We've done a lot of locks today, 17 miles yesterday and about 17 locks and 4 miles today. I exaggerate, I'm going to check later, but it was just lock after lock after lock today, so you don't actually get any mileage under your belt when it's like that. So this is King's Langley, and it looks like there's mooring space up there, and there's shops and pubs. And we're away from the M25 now, which we'd gone under earlier, so that's good. And it's time for tea. The advance party has gone ahead and is somewhere up here with a nice open aspect spot, which is what we like. Open aspect, and then if there's any sun at all, which isn't looking like it at the moment, but we'll get a bit of solar. Anyway, it's nice not being under trees because I was covered in bird poo this morning. I'm still trying to clean it all off. I can. Just about got in, haven't we? This is nice. Got nice big space over there. Three days later, and now we know why they're always black. Never mind, it was nice while it lasted. So that's all for this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.